Trump allies target Fed Chair Powell, over $2.5 billion, renovation and interest rates. The pressure on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell is intensifying. And this time, it's not about interest rates. On Wednesday, White House Budget Director Russell Vought publicly released a scathing letter to Powell, accusing him of grossly mismanaging the Fed and demanding answers about the $2.5 billion renovation of the central bank's Washington, D.C. headquarters. Vought wrote, "The president is extremely troubled by your management of the Federal Reserve System." He criticized Powell for focusing on what he called an ostentatious overhaul, citing media reports of VIP dining rooms, rooftop gardens, and marble interiors. Powell's response: he told the Senate last month that those claims were inaccurate or flat-out false, insisting there are no rooftop terraces, no VIP elevators, no water features, and no luxury materials in the current plans. But that testimony may now land him in deeper trouble. Renovation fallout and legal questions. Vought argues that Powell's statements raise compliance concerns with the National Capital Planning Act, which requires federal buildings to be approved by the National Capital Planning Commission, or NCPC. That commission did approve the Fed's original renovation plan in 2021. But if Powell's testimony means the plans have changed significantly, the Fed may now be out of compliance and legally required to halt construction. The White House is now calling for an immediate review, and it's putting loyalists in place to push it forward. Trump appointees join the fight. James Blair, a newly appointed NCPC member and Trump's former campaign director, said he will request a site visit and a full audit of the project's plans. The commission chair, Will Scharf, is also a former Trump attorney, and the man now responsible for handing executive orders to the president. Meanwhile, Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Poulter, another Trump ally, has gone a step further, calling Powell's testimony deceptive and urging Congress to remove him for cause: political pressure over interest rates. But behind the renovation drama lies a bigger goal: control of the Fed. President Trump has repeatedly attacked Powell for not cutting rates fast enough. He's now said twice in the past 2 weeks that Powell should resign, and even welcomed a congressional investigation into the Fed chairman. Deputy Treasury Secretary Michael Faulkender told Yahoo Finance he hopes Powell steps down after his term as chair ends next May, noting that Fed chairs usually exit the Board of Governors when their leadership term ends. The administration is already lining up replacements. A new 14-year board seat opens in January, and they're hoping Powell's seat will open shortly after. Can Trump remove Powell? So the question is, can the president actually fire the Fed chair? The answer is complicated. Legally, members of the Federal Reserve Board serve 14-year terms and can only be removed for cause, a term that courts interpret as meaning inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance. Powell has said that the president cannot fire him at will, and the law appears to support that. But there's growing legal ambiguity. In a recent Supreme Court ruling, the justices rejected arguments that protecting other agency board members meant that Fed officials are immune too. While the court didn't specifically rule against the Fed's structure, it left the door open. So while Powell likely won't be removed right away, he's clearly facing a coordinated effort to push him out, both politically and legally. Stay tuned to Data Drop Daily for daily insights on the economic, political, and financial stories shaping our markets.